All right. All right. That, my people, was a lesson learned. All right. I get it. 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 You know what I mean? You got to watch what you say. You got to watch what you say on this jank, man, because we'll call my brother now. Okay. Got you. Got you. All right. So now, my brother, I can't hear you. You muted? Oh, let me unmute you.
Was muted. I said, so do I need to send that new link to other people?
You can. Just you
The
gotta
people that was
reshare now
listening?
because it's a new live. Reshare now. Well, where my brother at? Okay, Dan. Where my brother at?
Yeah, I'm coming in now.
All right. So we know what happened. You can't just. Hey.
Just different.
You know what Brownsville rappers be on. Low life scars and nerves, the Decepticons, the wild bunch, grimiest upper echelon. You get yapped in Bessie Head or Lincoln Terrace Park. I went to 156. The old one that had asbestos, and I'm from the blocks where you won't come. To be specific, Duke, I'm from Howard Ave, where we make cowards. Dash, cause the burners that we pack make our trousers sag. When you lose,
Who?
What you smelling?
Y'all just walking around, eat, eat. She ain't right yet. Let her go a little longer. I'm talking about the cheese, the spaghetti. Oh, that bread ain't right yet. It's all the way at the top. All the heat at the bottom. It's gonna be ready in a minute. Y'all are hungry monsters. Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear y'all now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear Caffeine.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do it. Because ain't muted. Hold up. You send it to
I don't know if that's me or what. Let me turn on the Wi-Fi and see what happens.
All right, here I go. I'm back. Was y'all hearing me that whole time?
No.
You hear me now, right?
I
No.
won't. Can you hear me?
I hear y'all.
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
I hear
Action.
everybody. Okay, they punishing us because we can't be talking
Let's
about
get
everything.
it now. We're talking
Yo,
about.
enough respect to the LGBTQ. Yo,
Man, we
don't-
gonna
don't
talk
mess with my
about
page,
that.
yo.
Fuck them niggas.
No. Stop. Messing with them. And probably because I'm talking about the Democrats too. But we ain't going political. So look, let's get on this topic, man.
Now, yeah, we
Let's
get
get on
away
this
from that topic.
And I know, it's so crazy because I know you got some strong opinions. I remember I used to go to the damn to sell my DVDs and stuff to what's her name? To cut hair inside bees too.
Who,
The
BB?
buck, huh?
Who? The girl?
The dude used to cut hair in bees too. Not Corey. The other dude. Short dude that like horses.
Vanessa Missy. Oh,
That's your
Faradon.
co-worker, Angie.
I'm Floyd.
Bucci,
Not Faradon.
Floyd.
Floyd, right?
Floyd, nigga.
Floyd. I used to be in there.
Floyd.
They're doing hair and stuff.
Y'all
You
can't.
always used to have some crazy stuff, mad about something.
Can y'all not hear me? Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Y'all choppy, man.
What is happening?
Cause I was saying Floyd for the.
I'm choppy too, Angie.
Good.
Why? I got too much shit open. Let me see.
Y'all choppy.
Right. So
This is literally what you call chopping it up.
it's raining like hell. That's probably why. All right. So look, we're gonna do it
I
like
had to
this.
cut that. I just a little here on my boot.
Take your stop line.
We was doing good at first. I don't know what's going on.
We're gonna get that shit right back. We get it right back. It's nothing.
Still chopping.
That's what we do.
So Angie, where's all the manly men at?
Selling the dead in that sack. I'm just joking.
Where's all?
But no, let me tell you something. I'm gonna touch this
nah,
topic
don't
right
joke.
quick.
What?
It's manly men out here. Every man has manly in him. For real. It's all on the situation that they're put in that decides whether or not they choose to bring that portion of them out or if they choose to settle and not be a man. It's in you. That's what testosterone. You can't be born without testosterone. Testosterone is what makes you a man. It's not necessarily the man in them, it's their thinking process. And if they think that being a man in whatever situation is worth it, if it's something that you value, you'll stand up and you'll be a man for it. Now, I also think that being manly to a certain degree has changed because...
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I hear you.
I think like kind of disingenuous for you to ask her what a man, what a manly man, or what you could ask.
Well, I'm gonna ask her both questions. Well, go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm gonna fall.
Okay. All right. So, what's up? Where are the ladylike women at? Why a woman less feminine these days?
I'm gonna chill until I park. I'm gonna chill until...
I think that both of those topics actually coincide with one another. Because if you come across a man that doesn't do what it is that the woman needs him to do, then 9 times out of 10, she's going to go out and do herself. So men are actually getting comfortable with women going out and doing it themselves, which they don't take the initiative or the time to go out and actually put forth effort to do so, which will cause them to grow in a man's aspect. Like, things are so much different now than they were years and years ago when it comes to the role of a woman. And when I say that, I use quotes, the role of a woman and the role of a man, because women are becoming more dominant every day. So it actually makes the role of a man a little more harder.
All right, Trey Ski. So, where are the manly men? Trey Ski. Where are the manly men?
They
We are
chilling.
here. I'm choppy. Can you hear me?
We hear you. You choppy, but we hear you.
We're here. Can you hear me?
I hear you. We're here.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello?
Just talk.
That's what I said. The men,
Just
they
talk.
here. I mean, like, what you mean? Where are they? They're out here.
They chilling within the bodies of a male. They're chilling
Okay.
because they are
They're
comfortable
here.
chilling.
I mean, like,
Okay. Let me ask the question.
they everywhere. They place that the non-manly men are.
Okay, let me ask the question differently. Why is it less popular for men to act more manly these days and for women to act more ladylike?
Because a lot of the men, I'm not, and when I say men, I'm not speaking, we don't speak broadly. We can't speak too broad because there are real men still here in this world. It's all on, for one, there's a lot of absent fathers. There's a lot of absent parents. Families aren't families anymore. You're not united. And when you're born, you're only born into your ethnic background. So you become what you see. To a certain degree. Now you have some that learn what not to do when they come into a situation, and you got some that learn what to do from their situations. You know, some people use things that they went through as excuses to not know certain things, but they know better, but they'll use it as an excuse to cushion the fact that they just don't want to do it. Women aren't as feminine as they used to be. A lot of them aren't because, for instance, me myself, I try to be, well, let me put it this way. Yeah, give your sister one too. So when it comes to me, I don't consider myself very feminine. I think that a woman that's feminine is like bougie, the bougie kind of type. Like, I'm just a woman. I think some people may look at me as being feminine, but I don't look at myself as being feminine.
Why do you look at that as opposed to with feminine action?
I say feminine when I say feminine because different people have different aspects on different words. Like, some people look at one word one way, not saying that your way is wrong, and not saying that my way is wrong.
You on your car Bluetooth?
What I'm asking is, I'm about to say it ain't. Hold on. Let me take it off. What I'm trying to say is this, right?
Phone disconnected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, what I'm saying is,
much better.
There you go.
I understand that people have their own definitions of words, but when you're dealing with society and dealing with other people, let's keep it on a unilateral basis. Let's deal with the word. Let's deal with the word as opposed to what it means, like what it actually means, so that everybody can have a equal starting point. So you don't say, well, that's not what I'm talking about. So then we got to figure out what you're talking about when we know feminine to be something. Now, there are people who know the actual definition and then have their own definition. I'm cool with the actual
dominant
definition.
every day.
So I mean, my understanding of the actual definition is fine. So I mean, are you familiar with the actual understanding of what feminine means?
Well, I think that in that, I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, as far as feminine
I mean,
woman
it's just like in
goes,
the dictionary.
like
Do
I
you know
said,
what
I
a
don't look at
feminine is?
myself as a
Like,
feminine woman.
not a feminist. That's a difference. A feminist.
I didn't say
and
feminist. I
someone
said a
who's feminine.
feminine woman.
Oh, a feminine
A
woman. Why not, though?
womanly, a lady. I ain't gonna say ladylike because a woman and being ladylike is pretty much similar. I'm saying a feminine woman, like a woman that dresses, walks, talks as a woman that, when I say feminine, I'm thinking like, I don't like breaking nails. I don't like breaking my nails, but at the same time, if I gotta get down and change a tire and a nail get broke, that's what happened. A feminine woman, when I categorize feminine, I don't see a woman changing her tires and breaking nails and getting grease on her hands and things like that. So
you're
that's
not dainty.
why
Okay. You're saying you're not dainty.
Do what?
You're not dainty.
Because I can.
That's dainty. Dainty and femininity is two different things. All right, let me say something. Okay. Feminine.
Okay, so go ahead.
Feminine. Okay. Masculinity.
Say what Noah says.
Femininity.
Say what Noah Webster said it is.
I can tell you, I'm not Siri, but I'm gonna tell you my definition, right? Masculinity and femininity directly correspond to each other. You know what I'm saying? A masculine, manly man, in my opinion, is a man that knows his place, knows his role, takes responsibility, and holds accountability for his woman and his family and everything else around him. You know what I'm saying? Well, a feminine woman is a woman that allows a man to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me tell you, these days, all right, I can't say it's all women's fault. You know what I'm saying? At the root of it, it's not really our fault. But now it's become our fault because we have knowledge of why we are in the position we are in. So forget that, all right? The point is this. Now that we know why we are who we are and where we are, we need to accept responsibility for our own actions. Men, especially black men, we dropped the ball in so many situations. We dropped the ball, and not only that, we blame everybody else but ourselves. You know what I'm saying? It's always an excuse of why we didn't come through. No. Don't be trying to agree because I'm about to get on y'all too. It's always an excuse of why we didn't come through, of why we didn't take responsibility of something, of why we not having accountability of some fucked up shit we did. Excuse my language, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, check it out. At the same time, especially these days, the black mothers, man, is doing too much or not doing enough. You know what I mean? It's a lot of baby worship going on, man. It's a lot of baby worship. And that's only because in a lot of cases, the black man is not present. The men are just not present in the household. So the women turn to who? Their babies. Put everything into their babies and spoil them rotten. You know what I'm saying? And they grow up. They being so overprotective of these children, they are missing out on the experiences that they need to learn themselves. Because a woman cannot teach a boy how to be a man in some senses. All right? You can teach him how to be the type of dude that can relate to you. You can teach him how to be your girlfriend, how to be your best friend. Answer my bra for me. No, that's not your man. You know what I'm saying?
To be honest,
my stomach in so you can close these, so I can close these pants up and help me get dressed, paint my nails for me. Hurry up, help me do my hair so I can go out. What color lipstick look good on me?
That's
all of this stuff. Sit there, gossip about men to little boys and stuff like that. And these boys start having a relation with their mothers.
I can't agree.
Insane. that
I cannot agree with
emasculates
that.
them in a sense. You know what I mean? So that makes them soft, and they growing up, and they becoming the men of today. You know what I'm saying? Some of them
I
don't even
cannot
like
agree with
girls.
that.
I'm just saying, but that's just what it is.
That's not
Yes,
what it
yes,
is,
yes,
Content. I
exactly.
cannot agree with you.
And
I'm
a lot of mothers,
sorry.
y'all not gonna agree with it, but I'm coming from a male's point of view, coming from the generation that I came from,
The
being
reason
raised how I was being raised, comparing myself to how other boys these days are being raised. You can't
the
take my
reason I
opinion away from
cannot
me.
agree
I
with
see
you,
it with
and
my
I'm gonna
own
keep it
eyes, and
very
I have my own
simple.
sons that I dropped the ball with in the same situation, so I can't take myself out of the equation. You can join the panel, Sheila Beautiful Goodman. I mean, you can come put your opinion up there. Matter of fact, everybody who out there, shout out for watching. You know, you can drop an opinion. You can come in here, shout out in the audience. So you want to rebut? You can, but that's my opinion, and I got more because I got facts. I got
Well,
facts and statistics. That was my
I
introduction.
have one thing that I want to pinpoint out of everything you said, and I can, in a way, understand why you would say what you say, but I also have to say that, to be honest with you, a woman raising a little boy to be a man sometimes can raise that boy to be more of a man than the man can.
In her opinion, in her view, on what she think a man should be.
No, because a lot of these guys ain't men, boo.
But
No,
okay, a lot of the guys aren't men, but the mother is definitely not a man.
certainly not a man.
You are absolutely right. But how can you, okay, for instance, I can teach my son, because I'm a daddy's girl. Me, myself, I'm a daddy's girl. My daddy I know a lot. My daddy is a damn good man. He's amazing. He's an amazing guy, like all around the board type of man. And what he did to me, I could never thank him enough for, because he taught me the things that I needed to know in case I happened to run into a man that was
Now,
less than what a
that's where
man
the
should
riff.
be.
That's what you say right there is where the riff comes in at. All right, a daddy's
You
girl,
have
a daddy's
boys
girl,
out here
and a mama's
now
boy
that
is
make
two different
babies.
things.
Just because you can make a baby or a little boy, or because you can have sex and get someone pregnant and have a little boy, doesn't mean that you're a man and you can raise a child to be a man and his mother can't. Because I know guys out here now that, for instance, some simple, like, I can teach my son how to work on a car. I can work on a car. I know more about a lot of cars than most men do. No, I can't teach him how to stick a penis in anything because I don't have one. But that's probably about one of the only things that I can teach him, because what I can do is teach him how to treat a woman. And that's something that a man needs to, that's most men need to teach their children, is how to treat a woman. But what better aspect for a boy or a young fella to learn something of such than from the source? If I'm a woman and I know how a woman should be treated, then I'm going to teach my son how to treat her. I'm going to teach him that this is what you need to do for a woman. You need to make sure that you have her front, her back, and her sides. You need to make sure that as a man, she's not out there lifting the hood up on her car and looking at her oil, because he saw me do so. He don't want that to happen for his woman. You know what I mean? I can teach him how to change a tire. I can teach him how to pee standing up. What you talking about?
That
So,
I got a
sounds good.
question.
like,
I
That
got a
sounds
question. I
good.
got a question though. I got
But
a
you are
question.
a woman. You're one particular type of woman.
Hold
You
on. I
understand?
got a question for all that though.
I can also teach him how to cook and clean and not have
Right.
to
Okay.
depend on a woman in that aspect
Let
too.
Tracy
Can y'all hear me?
respond.
Can y'all hear me?
Let me hear you.
All right.
Go ahead. Talk. No, we can't hear you now. All right, so can you hear us? You very in and
Nah,
out.
he
Okay,
buffering.
I got it back. I got it back.
There you
Go
go.
ahead.
My internet went out. Hello. Can y'all hear me now?
Go ahead, we hear you. Go.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yep.
All right, now what I was saying was, when like males and females, scientifically we are two different, like we are made up different, so we naturally react to situations different. Now you're teaching him how to be a man, right? Now when he responds the way a male responds, and you see that that's not the way that you will respond, and it's not a way that you like that he respond, are you going to tell him that he's wrong for responding that way?
No, never. And the
Are
reason
you going to
being is
suppress
because
him?
I can
Are you going to
teach him
suppress him
things
from
that
thinking that way?
I can teach him things that he probably wouldn't be able to learn from certain males. Not saying all males, but I can't teach him
But why? No, hold
to
on.
react and
You keep saying
respond
that.
as
You
a
keep
man
hold
because I'm not a man.
Another thing. Hold on. You making it. It's not a defensive. I'm not saying you can't teach
You're right.
him
You're
what a
right. I
male can
understand
teach him.
exactly what you're saying.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that's what you can do like better than the male or teach him things that a male can't teach him, because that's not the argument at all. Of course, anybody can teach anybody anything. My thing is, of course, you can do it that way, but if you know that you say some men are not males, some men are not males. My question is, so many women who have children say that about the men that they have children with. When did you realize that? Because sometimes they have multiple children by these dudes.
Say that again for me, Trey.
Women say that they'll sit there and say that these niggas ain't suitable to raise their sons, but in some cases, and sometimes most cases, they have multiple children, multiple sons by these same dudes that they say, I'd rather raise you myself because your daddy ain't worthy of raising a son. But they have multiple sons by this guy.
They do that all the time. You are absolutely right. But I think that is outside of a woman or a man type of situation. That's more of, I know you ain't shit, but I'm settled type of situation.
My question is, if you know somebody isn't suitable to raise a child, why would you have a child with them?
Is he cute?
Was I choppy?
No, we heard you.
It's that topic I think is more on them settling, not necessarily the fact that I'm about to get it done. I can't hear anything.
I said, if you know, like for these women, and I'm quite sure you know personally women who have multiple babies by a guy that they don't feel is suitable to raise their baby. What is the purpose of doing that?
People learn as they grow.
No. You saw that this nigga wasn't able. Hold up. You saw that this nigga wasn't able to raise the first baby, and you went and turned around and had another baby by him. What is the purpose in doing that? Why would you take a risk with a life?
Well, you got to answer the question, Janelle Abdur.
It's because they weren't thinking about the fact of having a baby. They was thinking about having sex.
Why? I mean, so
they didn't think about
the consequences. Sorry for them? So should we feel sorry that they have these niggas that ain't shit and they raising their babies that they can't raise when they complain about niggas ain't shit and they don't got a man to help them raise their baby? Should we feel sorry for them?
No, baby, you got the wrong one because I ain't gonna feel sorry for them. I don't feel
That's
sorry
not
for
what I asked. That's not what I asked. I said, should they get sympathy?
Oh, it works.
Should they get sympathy when they complain about how the niggas that they had babies with weren't there? Should we care?
Of course not.
Okay.
They don't get no sympathy. Shouldn't get it because you made that bed, you lay in it now. What you need to do for real, as a woman, boss up and you handle your business because it's done. What's done not no need to complain about. Now, what your next actions is what would actually speak for itself. Now, will you turn around and do it again after you done it 2-3 times and complained about it? You gonna go and pick the same type of nigga again? I mean, like, no, you don't get no pity.
What up, cuz? What up?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Javier?
But that's who's getting the pity. That's who's getting the pity. All of y'all get the pity. All the whole single mother lot get the pity. They don't break it down with like, well, nah, she a single mother. Hold up, I've never in my life heard society say she's a single mother, but since she had 6 babies by the same ain't shit dude, and they about and 6 babies, yeah, we don't feel sorry for her. It's like, nah, it's fucked up that you won't there, sir. They still put it on dude. They don't put no responsibility on the woman at all.
You talking about the beard, Cafaro? What's happening? Don't be laughing at me. Okay, look. All right, because y'all been going back and forth. Let me say something right quick. Okay, my cousin Sheila Beautiful Fruit Goodman. That's my big cousin. She's so smart and wise. I wish she'd come on and you know, spread some love. Put the link in the thing. Yeah, you can say something, Javier. You can come in. Put the link on the thing, Tracy. So now I want to say something to that question right there. All right. Yes, a boy will become a man from life experiences. All right. But I was talking about in the case.
I'll be right back.
I was talking about in the case of, okay, a single mother household. You know what I'm saying? That, okay, let's face it. A lot of times in a lot of instances, especially in my generation, we were underprivileged. We were, you know, in a lot of unfortunate situations, and you know, we had to go out there and do things to survive. You know, because our means of surviving, our knowledge of survival was very, very, you know, very, very meager. So we just wasn't there. We was in the streets, we was in jail, so forth and so on. So, and it's a lot of people from my era, the 80s and the 90s, that was suffering from these, that got hit with these Rockefeller laws, was out there selling crack and doing this, and people are still in jail from the late and mid 80s and early 90s, still in jail. So I'm talking about the boys that's born like in the 90s on up, you know, they're not the same because they don't have the same role models as we had. You know what I mean? And a lot of the mothers were dealing. What's up, Jerry Urban? Damn, long time. You from my hard drive page. Long time, baby. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Yo, so a lot of the mothers were raising these boys on their own. You know what I mean? And they did the best they can. And a lot of the things that they were teaching these boys were a lot of the aftershock of being mistreated by the men of my generation. You know what I'm saying? By the men of my generation. And they did so much to make sure their men, their sons, didn't mistreat women the way they were mistreated. A lot of times they overkilled and overdid it. You know what I'm saying? And shaped and molded these boys to be so soft because of the situations and the ways that we treated them, we made them extra combative. Women in my generation are super combative. Tremaine, send Sheila a link. Super combative. I'm talking about jump down your throat for any reason. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the boys had the aftershock of that. A lot of these boys been screamed at and hollered at and beat on so much that they soft as hell by the time they 20. You know what I'm saying? And act just like their mother. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at what's going on these days, the boys, they go out there and they dress and act like everything they could do to fit in with other boys. In my days, we did everything to impress girls. Nowadays, boys impress other boys, and they super emotional. But it's not all their fault. It's not all their fault. You know what I'm saying? It's the mother's fault. And in turn, it's not really their fault.
It's the
men's fault. And then in turn, it's not the men's fault. You know what I'm saying? It's the way the society was created to evolve us as a people. You understand? We are evolving in the way of this capitalist society, how it's supposed to be, or how they planned it to be, or manifest destiny. You know what I'm saying? Because all we do now is spend money on dumb shit to look good, trying to fit fads and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You got boys going out there getting fake abs and liposuction and shit. You got boys wearing Uggs. Boys is wearing Uggs.
And
I know you're a woman, and I know, and you know what I'm saying? That's okay for you. You know what I'm saying? You cannot work in Ugg boots. I'm not talking about the real leather Ugg boots. I'm talking about them little sheepskin suede joints. You can't work in them. You know what I'm saying? You can work in Timberlands. You know. All right, let me get you a link. Let me get you a link. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm going
give
to
me 1 minute. I'm coming. I'll be right back.
So I'm gonna send you a link, and then I'm gonna send.
He's talking about.
Got you. And you typing hard, girl.
My beer. That's what the beer is for.
All right, Sheila, that's your link. You can get Javier the link too.
This
Come
boy.
on in.
I better freaking want to got him some stuff.
So, no, it's not based on what they see. You're trying to find little pinpoints in what I'm saying and trying to attack it, but you're not trying to see the broad thing that I'm trying to talk about of what direction is society going. You know what I'm saying? I'm not attacking no specific woman or their sons. I'm just saying specifically the direction that society is going. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Society is weakening and dampening down. It's not. Men are not as masculine as they used to be. Females are not as feminine as they used to be. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And that's I mean, that's more than an opinion. That's more than an opinion.
You can't read.
Oh. Where does tea come from?
Yo, I also put the link inside the chat too, so it should be coming up anytime. I know ain't nobody called me Karseen. Oh, that's Karseen. Oh, that's my wife. I'm doing a show. What's up, honey?
Hey, what's up?
How's work? I'm doing the show, and my cousin Sheila is yelling at me in front of everybody. In front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That,
I got another break.
yeah.
This bread soft. I want the bread soft.
Reaching out over my stuff.
Cousin of Cone. Come on
You
up.
don't reach over yourself.
And let her yell at me. I like when she yell at me. Yeah. Oh, this one is about where are all. It's on. Oh, you can go to YouTube at your job. Where it's on Criminal Content page, Criminal Content Publishing. You know how I spell it. But I do gotta go as rules to the listeners that I'm on the phone. Go to my page. Criminal Content Publishing.
You wrong? And y'all know.
Sheila.
Oh, you
I
put
gave
on
the
the
stream, it's in your inbox. I gave you the link, it's in your inbox. So, okay, so Angie. Thank you for coming on my show with me. I appreciate you. You're so cool. You know, we always been cool. You know what I'm saying? Facts. That is an absolute fact, Kafera.
Me back, me there.
You know what I'm
Fuck, yeah,
saying?
my shit died.
He
What I
with the
missed?
women
Mad
on the
shit.
looks and stuff, and that's word on everything. These women, these dudes be competing with women and stuff like that on looks. I'm telling you, dudes is getting their eyebrows arched. You know
Yo,
what I'm saying?
niggas is getting dick BBLs now.
Well, the military,
Word is bond. Word is bond. Word is bond, son.
That is crazy. Sheila's husband. This is my cousin-in-law right here. Bam!
Motherfucking Hive in the build.
Yeah. What's up, B? How you?
What's going on?
Sheila?
Cooling.
Yo.
Hang on a second. I'm trying to get this over here, get fixed on my phone side. Hold on a second.
I'm gonna try to get us some more people on, because everybody was talking shit earlier on the post, and now nobody want to pull up.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's why you should put the link on the post when everybody was talking shit.
I dropped, I gotta drop the new link because it got the link from earlier on there. So I'm gonna drop so what I'm dropping, the stream
really,
link on there,
first
or I'm
one,
dropping the YouTube link on there.
I put it in there. I put the link on the YouTube. Really on the first one, you know, people was okay, look.
Well, I let me know when I can say something to this subject here. I don't mean to interrupt you guys.
Goody, bro.
I'm going to bring you in right now. You know what I'm saying? So
Roger that.
Now, Kafera made a great point. All right. If they at least want to reduce the population, see, this is what I was talking about earlier. You know, this is more political. The initiative is more political than anything. You know what I'm saying? You can slowly but surely, okay. You can slowly but surely influence people through the media easily. And I can give you a reason why. When we was little in the 80s, we had cable. We started having cable in the 80s when it was on like 5 cable channels. That was HBO.
I don't know. Was Fraggle Rock on cable?
Yeah, it was on HBO.
Well, we had that. We had that. And what's the name?
What was the kids channel? The first kids channel was Nickelodeon. All right. Nickelodeon's translation is what in Latin? I hate God. All right. So this Viacom network has been instilling this thing in our heads since the early 80s. So now everything is so intertwined. Like, okay, we go put all kinds of different genders and multi-genders and this and that in Nickelodeon. I remember Teletubbies, the dude had a pocket. Look, man, if boys like boys, then they can't make babies. If girls like girls, then they can't make babies. All right? The COVID initiative was a depopulation mechanism. The new one that's coming out in 2015 is not even going to attack adults. It's going to attack babies. It's going to attack kids, the 12 and under. That's where that's going. You know what I mean? So that's where all of this is coming from, if you want to know the answer. Now, who I have is my big cousin-in-law, Javier. Come to drop some wisdom on us. Something that I'm probably not even privy to. So,
all right.
Let's have it, Javi.
I'm coming. I can't hear you guys real good, but this is my say in general with everything to the topic. From my experience, I'm coming from I come from Chicago, right? From the streets too. I was able to be blessed with the ability to discern that just because I was part of that environment, I realized I didn't have to become a product of it, right? In doing so, my father wasn't really around to teach me what it was to be a man too. It took my uncle to instill the ideals as to what a man should be as far as his role in the household. Now, throughout my lifetime, you know, I've learned a lot of things the hard way. I've been married a couple of times. I learned a lot the hard way. And I've come to learn that objectively from the outside looking in, society, as you expressed earlier today about how it impacted or how it's now currently impacting young men. I think, let me echo some of the things that you say to confirm from my points of view what has taken place, unfortunately, because it is a very destructive cycle that we're now seeing right now unfold before our eyes. Now, the statement made earlier when men drop the ball is true. It begins at the house. It begins with the men being taught how to lead effectively, how to protect their family effectively, how to love effectively, and first and foremost, consistently. That word consistency does not exist when it comes to matters of the heart, let alone being a leader in the house. Now, on the flip side, with that said, women has unfortunately lowered their standards just to be with the guy, because the norm now is a lot of single women out here as a result of men dropping the ball. And with women becoming more and more single parents out here in society, they're put in a position of compromise because now they have to play both the role of a mother and a father and make decisions that best suits not just themselves but for their kids, to stabilize the home front, because now the man who should be leading the house is not there presently to be a father to the kids or to be an effective husband to the wife, because now you got two separate roles in the household. You got the father who should be protecting, providing, and coaching. You can't expect a mother to nurture, love, and help the husband effectively when the husband is not there. It's a destructive cycle, and it's a pattern I see way too often. And now, with reference to the 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 kids nowadays, with this sexuality or the lack of thereof identifying themselves with their sexuality, a lot of that, I'm not my opinion again, because now you got women raising not just the girls but the men. I do believe that that statement that was said, that there men are designed to treat and teach and mentor young boys to be as such men by learning how to lead, how to coach, and how to be a complement to a woman, and how to treat a woman the right way. And I say this on a topic that I never mentioned yet, which is a spirituality. There's no spiritual relationship with men and the higher power or God. With
Oh,
Oh shit. He started
come
talking
on
about
back, man. You was jeweling, son.
he
You
was
was jeweling,
Jew.
baby.
But I got a question. Like they keep like I do hear a lot of ladies
There you
say
go.
this. A lot of ladies say, I have to be the man
Hey, guys, I
because
see you back there.
but now before I go there, I'm gonna let him continue.
Go ahead, continue, Javier.
Continue to
can you guys see me?
continue where you went
Yeah,
out
we
at.
see you. We
Yeah,
good.
I see
I don't
you
know how to
and
do
whoever
it.
you got in the back.
Okay. And I'm hoping I can recall where I left off effectively now.
You were
But
saying a lot of women
I was gonna say
raising
that
their boys
with
now.
women now,
Close that door, Trey.
I'm making
Everybody here? Oh shoot.
All right, yo, I hear you. You mean y'all hear me?
I hear you.
All right, boom, right. What I was saying is a lot of women say that the lady like or whatever, all of that shit went out the window because they gotta be the mother and the father. my question is, they don't feel that just being feminine, they can raise a proper household. Like they got to act like a man in order to raise a proper household. Like I don't understand that. Like they say they got to be the man. What I mean, like, are they literally thinking that they have to act like dudes act, or they have to put on a role as? I mean, well, I understand. I know they have to put on a role as mother and father if they're the only parent there, but do they feel that they have to act manly? Because that's what that's where it went to. It went from knowing that I'm the mother and the father. So now they just went from just saying that. Now it's like the whole demeanor is manly now, because is it because they feel that they got to be the mother and the father that they feel that they have to act manly? Because like my man Hassan Robinson, when I was in college, he was one of the first single fathers that I seen in a single parent household, and I doubt highly that he had to act like a girl in order to raise my boy Rox properly, act feminine or anything like that to raise him properly. And he raised his son by himself. So he was at least about, like, how old was he, Steve?
Shit. If you guys can hear me, please let me know.
Like 18,
I don't want to interrupt the gentleman.
18, 19, something like that.
Nah. How old was Hassan when Hassan came to school?
Like 2.
And he raised them by himself, and I doubt that he had to act feminine to raise him properly. So I'm saying, why do mothers feel that they have to act masculine to raise their household properly?
I think that was for you, Javier.
I'm saying, why do mothers feel that they have to act masculine?
No, I don't think women have to act. Look, listen, we all have a choice. There's no manual to raise a child, first of all. There is none. But I would hope, which is probably too much doing right, when you have kids, right, you would want your kids to live better life than you. So that would mean, for me anyway, that there's a lot of sacrificing self to position your kids to live better than you, right? So that means you got to purge a lot of your old self, right, in order to instill the necessary qualities of self to be the best version of yourself, so you can teach your children effectively, helping them prepare for the real world. But with that not present in the household, that's a big element missing in the homes this day and age. And it takes the order of things, the order of family out of whack. And therefore that becomes a destructive cycle from that point on. And therefore, like I said, it forces women to be put in positions that they're not designed to do. They're forced to be playing this role as a single mother to their kids. And that's where, again, it begins with God, men, women, and kids in that order. Now, that's not to mean that the women are tails. No, they're not. Women ought to really understand that. Women ought to understand that as your standards are set high, like let's say Sheila, for example, in my case with Sheila, I'm leading the house because she's allowing me to, because I'm earning that right to do that. Now, do I exclude her in all of the decisions that she allows me to make? No. She's my voice. She's my console. She helps me make these decisions. But that's because we're both present in a household now with the way it should be, with kids under our roof, and I'm implementing structure in the household. She's playing her role as my wife, as my console, my help, and she loves me hard. No man can want to reject any of that, right? But in order for me to maintain that treatment from Sheila, I got to earn my keep, so to speak, consistently. Again, going back to that word consistently. If I don't play my role consistently, I don't expect Sheila to give me anything that I'm requiring of her or what her role is supposed to be expressed to me as an effective wife. It's a team player. It's a team player mentality.
Okay,
But the
look,
thing I
let
mentioned
me
earlier,
interject.
I'm
Let me
sorry, go ahead.
interject, brother. May I interject? I agree with you 100%, man, and I appreciate you coming with this voice of maturity, man, because you know a lot of times brothers haven't gotten to where you are mentality in your mentality right now. All right,
Can
so
I
look,
answer that question whenever you get it?
let me say one
Whenever
thing.
you
All right,
finish, can I answer that question? Because I think that question is to me.
all right. Let me
Sheila has a
interject. All right,
question.
so look, somebody gotta get muted, man.
Somebody mute up. Somebody mute up.
Somebody turn down the show.
I cannot hear what they're saying.
Yeah, that was you, Javier. All right, so look, my thing is this, right? A lot of times people can't actually do a proper job at being a parent or being a partner in a relationship or being any good to anybody because they lack love of self. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love yourself first before you can do anything. You know what I'm saying? And then you realize how you're supposed to be treated. You will start to realize how others should be treated. You understand? When you love a child and when you love yourself and love your child and know exactly what love is, you know what I'm saying? It gives you a freedom to do what's best for these situations. Not only for you. You just lose that sense of selfishness. You know what I mean? People are selfish as hell. You know what I mean? I'm talking about even men, women, all of us. Everybody want what they want for themselves. They want their child to be this way because this is what they want. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it's not best for the child. You know what I mean? But you do have some good men out there. You have some good women out there. But not everybody is suitable to be a parent. And I can admit that. Me for several years. It took me so long to learn how to be good for anything to anybody. You know what I'm saying? And I can admit that. A lot of people can't admit their own shortcomings. That's why you can't progress. You know what I mean? You really gotta look. Sometimes you gotta really look inside yourself. You gotta look inside yourself and stop blaming everybody else for everything that goes bad in your life. You know what I mean? And I think that's the problem in society today.
I think there's lacks
People are not trying to do
accountability
research.
in everybody when it comes to leading a home. When they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. When there's no accountability, you can't have correction, right? Because
Facts.
everybody's going to be swearing they're doing what they're supposed to do when they're not.
Exactly. That's why I said at the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Answer
At the
the
beginning of the
question.
show. You're absolutely right. You're Tremaine.
Let me ask a question if y'all don't mind. Since Kasim, I'm the only woman on here, and y'all men just keep on going and going and going and going, and then my mic get muted because y'all feel like y'all right on everything you're saying, which a lot of stuff that you're saying is right. But I'm gonna
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Don't cut nobody
I'm gonna
off.
answer this question real quick.
Hold on. Somebody muted your mic? Did somebody mute? Who muted her mic?
I'm listening, man.
Yeah, my mic was muted. I sat back and I listened for a hot second, but I'm
Nah. If you got noise in the background, then you hold up, chill, because I mean that's sassy stuff. That's cute. That's awesome. But we really trying to make points. What I'm saying, if you got muted, then we ain't trying to mute you. We ain't trying to stifle you. It was noise in the background. That's all. But nah, we definitely ain't trying to stifle you as a female. But nah, though, she asked the question. She asked the question. You see, that's what I'm talking about. It is not that. It is not this. This is trash right here. This is not what we're doing right here. We're not doing that.
All right, look, let's do one at a time. Let her respond, and then you come in right after.
Trash. Then what I'll do is I'll eject myself and let y'all back and talk about what men think is masculine and what men think is
Now, I'm open to hearing what the young lady has to say.
This is what I'm saying. Relax.
Go ahead.
Because I feel like you can look feminist in your blood right now. Come on now, tighten up. Let me say something.
Let me put you on.
That's the cheat code. That's the cheat code. But this is my show, so that's not gonna work. That's the cheat code, but you get it.
ahead. Talk.
All I was about to say was, if you don't mind, I'm about to get ready to get off of the podcast or off of your show. It was real nice being here. Y'all made some really good points. But the reason I'm about to go is because I am also a single mother. So to answer the question of what this topic is about is, where did the masculine go in men, or why men are not manly and why women are not feminine? That's one of the reasons why, because as single mothers raising children alone, we don't have time for to be feminine because we have so much other stuff going on that we actually have to make sure that they are good. So we forget about that feminine part of things and just go straight to that for our kids. You know what I mean? For our homes, for our families, for our households. So we do lose track of actually being a woman in the process. Shoot, you might catch a couple of us pimping around or something like that because we don't have time to focus on trying to be a woman because we're busy trying to be a boss for our kids, a woman to show our kids how to actually be strong when there isn't a man figure. And because we do this so much, it makes men think that it's okay for them to be comfortable in the position that they are in because we got it. And this is for real women, real mothers, you know, because there's a lot of mothers out here that aren't considered real women and real mothers too. So with that being said, I love y'all guys. Y'all have a good night.
Peace. Thanks for coming, Angie. Come back, all right?
Hey, Ski.
Don't be trying to come on here getting mad and stuff. You know what I mean? Because everybody's scared of you. Hey,
that was the manly in my woman. Okay? No, I'm just messing with y'all. Y'all already know how I am. I'm just messing with all of
It's been a pleasure meeting you, ma'am.
All right, peace. All right, Tremaine.
My question is, why are they keep saying it like handling business, like you can't be feminine, like handling business is not feminine. Like that's a masculine thing, handling business. Handling business is an adult thing.
Somebody got the show on in the background and it's like causing feedback.
I don't have nothing on in the background. This is the only thing I have on.
Somewhere? You gotta turn it down.
I don't have anything. But my question is, why is it like, I'm not trying to put them down. I'm just trying to find out why is the correlation of handling business masculine and not adult? It's not masculine or feminine. It's an adult thing to do.
Well,
but they saying it like, yo, I ain't got time to be feminine because I gotta handle business.
I think I'm messing you up when I come down.
No, you're not.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't. It's not gonna be fair to not have. Okay. It's not gonna be fair to not have somebody on that can answer that because there's just a one-sided conversation.
There's somebody on that can answer it. I'm in my second marriage, bro.
Well, I was going to make a mention in response to the young lady what she said, but she didn't stay long enough. I was going to say to the areas of the fact that we all have choices. That's something God gave us, the gift of free will. We make choices based on our scenarios and circumstances. Now, as a parent, as I mentioned earlier, there's no manual to be a parent. We just do our best to stabilize our homes as best as we can with the resources we got. But now with that said, with regards to her saying that she can't be feminine, I disagree because you can't allow circumstances to dictate who you are by design.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Just because, let's say if I was a single father and I had daughters, I'm not going to be 100% effective for my daughter when physiologically I can't explain certain things that young ladies go through as they become women.
That's true.
And that goes back to the question that I never got the answer, but go ahead.
Okay, so look,
go ahead.
Let me say something to what you said. She said the same thing earlier,
I can't put it on speaker, man.
I tried to respond to it.
I can't. It is high, baby.
She back. All right, so that goes to the same thing I was trying to say earlier, right? Because she said something about that, and now look. Let me say something about what you said. Let me put this out there for y'all.
Let it finish what you're saying.
A woman raising a boy and a man raising a girl It's two different things. Because a man raising a girl can still remain in the same character that he's been. And he will show that woman, that little girl, the man that she needs to, like, the type of man that she's supposed to recognize as a man. You understand? That right there, I'm trying to explain that, how to, I hope y'all get that. Now, a woman cannot do the same thing for a boy that a father can do for a daughter.
No,
You know,
I
you can't.
don't agree with that.
Listen, you can't. You cannot. Let me tell you why.
What was that statement again?
A woman
Yo,
can
can I please answer the question?
Hold on,
Please
Canary.
answer the question.
Let me finish getting what I'm saying after y'all can go. All right.
Ask me.
Listen. The reason why I say that is because a woman can show a boy what a stand-up woman is. You understand?
Right.
What a stand-up woman is. But a single mother has to perform certain duties as a single mother. Because if there's no man around, you understand?
They're forced in that position.
It's gonna still be the same earning man that can cook, that can clean, that can go to work, that can be masculine and dominate the household. All right. A woman, in certain sense, she wears and tears differently. You understand? A woman wears and tears differently. When a woman has to take on both roles of the parent, it's going to display differently than a man trying to do the same thing. A man may not be able to show a girl how to, the tampon stuff and the girly stuff. You understand? He can't do that. But everything else, self-respect, hygiene, not feminine hygiene down there and all of that stuff, but basic self-care. You know what I'm saying? How to earn a living, how to do this, how to do that,
how to be independent.
Women have a whole different ideology and aspect and outlook on the world than men do, especially a single mother. All right, single mothers been through, especially single black mothers, been through so much shit. You understand? So they go through so much stuff. You know what I'm saying? And women are emotional creatures. And what do women do with their emotions? The same emotions that men are taught in our generation to suppress. Women wear them emotions on their face, and it comes out of their mouth, and their little boys hear it. All right? And their little boys think this is how you translate the world, by your emotions. So they become emotional. That's what's happening to the boys these days.
True.
You understand? Now, a man raising a little girl is so much different. Not saying that all men are suitable.
It is.
I'm not saying that. That's all I'm trying to say. So you can't compare the two. It's two different things.
No, you can't. Yeah, no, my thing is, by gender, the roles of each father and mother are already specifically dictated and outlined as to how we are asked to do so. You know, I mean, like she can only be a nurturing, a loving mother, like any mothers would. Now, us, let's say, to a daughter, she's responsible to help raise a young girl to be a woman, in the sense to always maintain, let's say, her standards high, self-love, not fall for the manipulations that you find in young men out here playing the field when they.
I personally think it takes a man and a woman to raise either or. That's what I personally think.
As a team.
It does.
I wouldn't say that it takes a man to raise a boy into a man, or a girl to raise a girl into a boy. I think it takes both. And then when you say why do we act masculine? Why do we say we have to play both roles, or whatever you say, we're masculine with it? We're not being masculine. We're just trying, because we don't have that masculine. We don't feel that there's nobody that can show our men we try to give them a masculine side. We try not to show. We try not to show, and that's why it comes off as us being manly. We're just trying to be strong for our men, because we're trying to teach them not to be punk.
Yes, but that's not your role, though.
I know it's not my role, but when you don't have a choice, that's
if
what
you want to put it that way, though, as far as a role goes, it's
hold on. My question is, you're saying that you're not saying that you're being manly, so why are you saying it? Fathers don't keep saying I'm your mother and your father. Single
It's
fathers
just the
don't
word.
make a
It's
point of
just
that.
they're not saying
Women
we're
say
not
that all the
saying
time.
I'm the mother and the father because we're actually thinking that we are the father. We're just saying it because we have to do it all. That's all we're saying. We're doing
But
it
now,
all.
when
We're not saying
tell
we're
that
married. And
their whole life and you
I
don't
was a single
differentiate
mother, but
that,
I was
they
never
think
manly.
that.
I was always feminine. So I don't know with the other lady when she said we have to be masculine. I've never been masculine, and I
I'm
never.
not
But the
necessarily
only thing I
saying
was
we have
guilty
to
of,
be masculine, but we may come off to others as being masculine because we're doing the roles of a mother and a father.
right?
Not necessarily saying that we are masculine or we're
Right.
being
And
masculine.
I think
We're
that's the
actually just
misconception when
acting
they
off
say,
of
Okay,
instinct as
now
a parent.
let me just straighten y'all out. I gotta straighten y'all out because now I'm gonna tell you what technically, and this when I say this, y'all gotta stop saying that. When you are a single father, you are playing the role as a father.
right,
Now, when you're a
No.
single mother, you're playing the role as a mother.
right.
Now,
And
when you're a mother or a father, single, both parent home, trisexual family home, I don't care who you are. When there's kids involved and you're responsible for them kids, you're playing the role as a parent, all right?
right.
I don't care what you gotta do.
Yes.
If you're the parent, you're the parent. You're not playing
Right.
the daddy. You're not playing the mommy. You're playing the parent. You know what I'm
It's the
saying?
verbiage.
Now,
It's the
now in
verbiage,
that
and the
case,
verbiage
Yeah.
don't matter to us grown people. But when
Right.
you're raising kids, and that's all that they hear, that gets ingrained in that child. So I mean, you got to watch the verbiage that you saying to the child.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I don't speak that type of verbiage in the
Because
presence of my kids.
nowadays, parenting is different.
It is.
This is all I was trying to say from the beginning of the show. Everything is different nowadays. All right.
It is.
We
Yeah.
are being sucked into an agenda. We can't even parent our kids the same way we were being parented.
And that's why so many killings out here with these young kids.
But guess what?
Not only that, though, you have to also look at people as individuals. You can't say a mother, a father, a parent. It's individuals because you got men out here that portray themselves more feminine than women, and you have women out here that portray themselves as men. So you can't necessarily say, I know.
I said a parent is a parent. You
raise
raise
a child, right. So it's more of it's a broad topic to speak on. So everybody's going to have different ways of explaining it because they're looking at things from their personal aspect or the things that they've only endured or seen throughout their lives. They're not looking at it from another person's perspective because only that person knows.
But see, another element that's happening though, right up under our noses, if we haven't noticed, kids are having kids, and the ability for OGs for OGs to be present and pass along that knowledge is now no longer becoming more and more apparent because now we have too many. How is a kid from today's generation going to teach the next generation how to be what they're supposed to be if they haven't failed enough in life to have that experience and wisdom along the way? See, that's also another cycle that's now surfaced in society. Kids having kids.
Kids killing kids.
Yeah, now we got destructive, kids having killing kids.
Okay, and you know what? It's so crazy that Sheila said it right behind you. Now, Confero brought something up where they at least want to reduce the population. What better way to do it? Guess what? Our kids are being born to young parents and they're dying off just as fast at the same age as their parents was when they had them. Now, you from Chicago, Javier.
Yeah.
From Chicago. You know what O-Block is. You
I know it. I know it.
You know what it is out there.
Yeah, I know it.
This drill music, all of this stuff. I'm saying it's like this stuff right now is being promoted. It's being put into social media. It's poisoning our children. It's programming us to be recyclable and microwavable. So they are recyclable. So they are training the young kids. They're sexualizing these babies so they can reproduce faster. You understand?
Right.
These kids are being sexualized. I just played the video where they giving kids butt plugs and dildos at the school in Chicago. In Chicago, matter of fact, that's Chicago too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't. I missed it.
They giving kids butt plugs and dildos at the private school in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? They sexualize them too early.
And see, and there's not enough parents out here to moderate that.
And what's gonna happen is those kids that are getting those dildos and butt plugs and stuff gonna come out that $40,000 a year school and coincide with our kids and teach them what they know, and then these kids gonna. It's just
social media.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're so right.
Technology has taken hold too much
when
of.
we were coming up, it wasn't a such thing. We only knew what was around us. We knew TGIF. We couldn't wait for Friday night to sit in the living room and watch Family Matters and Saturday morning cartoons and
Now we got Grand Theft Auto and video games.
Your phone.
Yeah, exactly. So now the question lies again. The question lies.
But look, it's been a pleasure in here. I had to come back in because I had went out, but I was still listening. I was like, let me go back because I didn't give them time to respond to me. So the least I could do is come back in and
it's like crack.
Let them shit their knowledge on.
Keep calling you.
Sheila answered the question. She answered the question.
Yeah, she
Where
did.
are the manly men and the lady like women? They're at a high rate. They're dissipating. They're disappearing. You know why? Because of this recyclable, microwavable social media society. Kids are getting killed off too early to even have enough, to gain enough knowledge, to accumulate enough experience and maturity to teach an offspring how to be a man or lady.
You saw the post I made earlier. That joint said 8-year-old girl. That joint said 8-year. That joint said 8-year-old girl. What it say? It's an 8-year-old girl tells her teacher she want to have 2 kids. Well, she don't want to get married because then she can't get child. No, she don't want to get married because she but she don't want to get married because she can't get child support. That's the fuck
crazy. It's also crazy how it's a lot of mental health going on with these kids. Like it's stressful. It's stressful trying to. Grow up.
I think that's prematurely established because I personally knew a girl who let them evaluate her son at 5 years old, and he was not the only 5-year-old that got evaluated. I saw with my own 2 eyes. I was like, why are they letting these people evaluate these babies? They 5 years old. He got put on Adderall, and there was a lot of little kids. I was there when he got signed up.
Money.
Babies on Adderall.
So they had 5-year-olds.
With me working in a daycare though, Tremaine, with me work like K-Cell, they wanted K-Cell to be put on Ritalin, but I mean I didn't do it. But it's a lot of kids that,
At 5?
Yeah, they wanted K-Cell put on Ritalin.
What the hell? You ain't even fully functional.
But no, but look at this though. But look at this. There's a lot of kids.
They wanted us on that.
That's a lot of you need it.
Yo, definitely ain't need it. We was that first wave. We was
a lot of things.
We the ones that really didn't need it.
But there was a lot of kids. There's a lot of kids that I work with at the daycare that I feel like their parents are in denial that something is wrong. Like there are kids that, and they're like 5 years old, and I guess they feel, they don't want to put their kids on nothing or will have their kids diagnosed. But you can clearly see that there is something wrong. So
it's a lot of mental illness out here that people look at and ignore.
My baby
mental illness back in our days was
because it was something wrong with the parents.
All right? Well, and that's because the parents don't want to feel like that's this bad image. They don't want to be labeled, and all this other stuff. So instead of really taking care of your kids,
when I was a lot of times, like I just said, back in our times, mental illness, and I say that quote unquote, was cured with an ass whooping, excuse me again. But it was actually real.
I come from a Spanish family. They use extension cords. They'll throw iron cords at me.
But hold up though. It was cured with a whooping, but it was real. And it's been carried on because it's genetic. They
Go in
didn't
there,
have the
go in
money
there and
to send
depress them
people to
dishes.
doctors and get them diagnosed and get them the treatments that they needed. So they just assumed that you were bad. They whooped you. And then you carried on those genetics to the next child and then the next child. And now
Right.
these kids are screwed up.
Because you
Not
can't
to
be
mention,
no
you
more,
got
so now they don't
Hispanic
know
kids
what to
like
do
y'all
with.
spoke a few minutes ago, which gives them less credibility of having a brain that's developed to be a normal brain.
Yeah,
I'm
and the
telling you,
pandemic
I'm
didn't
telling
help
you.
either, I'm sure.
It's like my bro just
I'm gonna
said,
talk to y'all
man.
later.
Back in the
Y'all have a
days
good
when
night.
we had
You do
those,
Good night
You
now.
coming
Good night.
back,
we
so don't
felt
even
that.
try to run.
Good night.
You know you
I
be
ain't
back.
coming
When we
back.
had back in the days when we had those feelings, when we felt stressed out and we felt depressed and we had to suppress, our mothers turned that into a noun. She said, "You go suppress them damn dishes. You go, I'm gonna suppress your ass," and then that shit it went away
Hey, look.
magically.
Hey, look. Ken, this right here segues into something for me when we talking about medication and vaccines and stuff like that. And this question is specifically for Javier, right? So now it's now been a bill passed that the COVID-19 vaccine is no longer mandatory because 10,000 military soldiers decided that they was going to refuse the vaccine and was going to quit their jobs in the midst that we might be getting attacked by Russia. So now all of a sudden the Senate and Congress don't pass these new laws that the COVID-19 vaccine is not mandatory because it does not prevent or cure anything after they made all of us take this vaccine. What's your views on that? Because you're a military guy.
Not all of us.
As a veteran, this is just me. I can't speak for all vets. As a veteran, I got PTSD too. And I got a lot of moments with PTSD, along with the situation with COVID. Now, I feel like a guinea pig half the time when it comes to a lot of these things with medications that's mandated or highly recommended by the government and all this other stuff going on. And first, I mean, I have, just to answer your question in general, I got mixed feelings about it because look what happened with reference to AIDS, right? Years ago. It was a very misunderstood virus until as time went on, we have a lot more understanding as to how to get more of a grasp of it and control it and all this other stuff. Same thing with COVID. Now that it's to me, it's synonymous with AIDS. Of course, it's a different bacteria. It's a different virus, rather. But the journey is similar. A lot of people are not familiar with it. They're not really understanding how it evolves because it seems like now we got about what 4 or 5 different variances of COVID-19 now, and that's because it keeps evolving. And there's a source to everything, but we're not being told the truth, in my opinion, from the people responsible to let the public know responsibly what's going on, to be in the know, whether it's political, whether it's to make the pharmaceuticals rich or continue to make them richer. It's all a matter of perception based on individual research that we go call ourselves making with reference to the question that you may ask me about the vaccinations in general. So to me, I took it. Whether or not it helped, I don't know. But with my PTSD situation, they want to medicate me so bad it's not even funny. And I refuse to take it because I've seen the effects. Just like, unfortunately, it does take sometimes to see what the results of certain vaccinations take place in each and every one of us as a group, as a whole, because physiologically, we're all going to react differently to what it is that we call ourselves take, whether or not it's the vaccines for COVID, medicine for PTSD, or whatever the case may be with HIV, if you have HIV and living with it. So there's really a lot of things that we are being kept in the dark, unfortunately, that it does make it a challenge for us to make an informed decision that will be, at the end of the day, beneficial for each and every one of us, because now physiologically we gotta understand ourselves physiologically to understand whether or not it's worth taking or not. You know, with me, my medications with PTSD, I'm not taking it. I don't care how bad it gets. I just told Sheila not too long ago, if my PTSD kills me, then so be it, because I'm not going to allow the pharmaceuticals to dictate my chemicals in my brain and change who I really am. You know what I'm saying? My personality and all this stuff. Because that's what happens. Our bodies become codependent to the chemicals of the medicines that we are given as veterans, whether it's for COVID, PTSD. So it's really a individual decision at the end of the day, based on our research that we call ourselves doing. We make up our own minds as to whether or not to take it, because again, at the end of the day, your body's not going to react the same way as mine.
Facts. Yeah, that was very, very insightful. Yo, Matrix, you got something you want to add to that? I just want to hear opinions on it. You got something you want to add to that topic?
On the vaccine?
Want me.
Yeah, I ain't take that.
So I was saying, like, so now the government decided that the COVID-19 vaccine is not mandatory because it doesn't heal and it doesn't cure. And the reason why they made that decision is because
right. That's what I was just telling Ski.
Right. So
I was just telling Ski the other day. I ain't never met nobody with polio.
Well, Catherine Jackson had COVID.
Like
Michael Jackson moms had polio, and President Roosevelt. Not the fact
word. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that was a minute ago though. Like
yeah, because the polio vaccine. But look, these vaccines are created by trial and error though. You know, they got to test these things. The COVID-19 vaccine wasn't tested on anybody. They just put it out there. Remember, they put so many different versions out there.
Right. Like it was
3 versions at the same time. Moderna.
It happened too fast. It happened too fast for me.
And the European.
I'm not a doctor, but like all that shit was scary to me.
Scary, but when they forced me to take it. You know, when I had to take it, you know, I was away, and they was like, "Look, man, if you don't take this vaccine, you're not going home." I wanted to go home. I was 2 weeks away from my release date. I was like,
I want to go home.
I was give me that shit. You know what I'm saying? So then check it out.
I mean,
it was like, yo.
I would have.
Give me the joint. And
I would have absolutely taken it if that was.
Jab. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
yeah.
What is that? 2 weeks or a month? 20 days for the second jab. I went 7 days over my release date waiting for that second jab. They wouldn't let me go. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I almost died from the COVID though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh man, that shit almost killed me in there, man. You know what I mean? I came home with diabetes. Oh, that thing really that damn COVID messed me up real bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I got this fat I can't get rid of. You know what I'm saying? I know I eat and shit. I don't work out, but my weight always fluctuated. You know what I'm saying? And now I got this shit right here that just won't go away. It's driving me crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
but yeah, but you know,
these vaccines, when vaccination started coming out in the 70s and the 60s, you know what I'm saying? That invented autism. You know what I'm saying? That's what autism called. Because I don't know nobody in my mother and my uncle's generation. I don't know nobody from me growing up had autism. I don't remember it until recent times. I don't remember autism.
But I don't know, son. I don't know, dog. Like I got a theory on that as well. Like you say it's vaccines.
What was your man?
And that's possible.
From
but I think it's
30 something.
From who? Who will you say, Tremaine?
It's formula, dog.
You said it's formula.
Oh, formula. Everything is formula.
I think it's.
I feel like it's formula more than anything.
Autism, because back in the days, there was mad kids with Down syndrome. Now it's mad kids with autism, and you don't see as many kids with Down syndrome.
Yo, that's a fact. I remember
ADHD too.
Remember Clarky from Lifeboat from Clarky? Remember Clarky from
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. What was it called that he had? But it's Down syndrome. Everybody had that shit. There's mad people that had that shit.
You don't see it right.
You don't see that no more.
See, look.
But you see autism crazy.
Look,
Yeah. So-
ADHD, they just added the H. They added the H to attention deficit disorder. They added hyperactivity so they could treat that.
Yeah, that's what Umar said. That's what Umar said.
Yeah, they added the H so they could treat it.
And that's where the pills came in, and that shit probably cured Down syndrome, but it made that shit. They about autism.
Yo, man, how you okay, I understand. See, you came from the streets, you came from a different area, but I said, like I always told my brothers, man, there's real people everywhere. I don't care where you go, there's a hood everywhere that produces real people because you make real people through circumstances, you know what I'm saying? And everybody go through their shit, man.
Yeah.
And and I just feel
You see, I ran with the Latin Kings, so I'm not too proud of that either. But
what you said?
I ran with the Latin Kings, yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. See, I was locked up in New York too, man. I'm from the 90s. I'm from early 90s. So
I hear you.
I know a lot of.
I used to live in Brooklyn too now.
Are you from Brooklyn? Where?
Over in Brownsville.
That's where we from.
Brownsville? Howard and Howard between Blake and Dumont.
St. Mark's and Thomas Boylan.
See, you new school Brownsville. We call it Hopkinson.
Yeah. I was by the 8 train.
That's up the street. We from Howard and Blake.
Oh man, yeah. Not too far off.
That's where we from, right?
Brownsville in the house.
I do that.
Man. So like like I said, your wisdom, man. You came and dropped some real man stuff on us, and we appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? And and we can't do this all night because I get up at 2:00 in the morning. And I'm so blessed. I feel so blessed to have had you.
Anytime, man.
Show with us, man.
Well, I like to be around people that likes to build up other men. That's the type of person I am. That's why I'm very private, and that's probably why you haven't really seen too much of me. If I don't see that in front of me, or like in this case with your show here, I don't get involved with people too much because again, I being from the streets, I learned too much the hard way, and I don't want to bring opportunities and have open doors to things that should not come into my house because that's my responsibility.
Facts. And and you said a mouthful with that, man. And with that right there, man, we're gonna shut this thing down. And I appreciate you coming. And I'm gonna contact you and my cousin whenever we have a sweet topic for you to come drop a jewel on us.
Roger that.
Thanks for coming, man.
All right, man. Y'all have a blessed night.
Peace. Hey, Matrix, we about to shut this thing down, baby. Trisky already cut out. All right, we out. All right, look, y'all, with that right there, man, we get ready to shut this thing down. About to bring the music in. Y'all already know what it is. Come see us. Whenever you see that post on the joint, you know what it's about to be. You know what I'm saying? So, thanks for coming, man, and come back next time. All right. That Brownsville anthem.
City, and it's not like we only pack the Rugers, cause this is the home of Shannon Briggs, Mike Tyson, and Zab Judah. And you know the slogan, Ben never ran, never will. So the best bet for you and your mans is to chill. Welcome to the Ville. Never ran, never will. You will get beat down and trampled for real. You can't do much, but what you can do is chill, cause the fam, we get ill in the land of the Ville. Motherfuckers, never ran, never will. You will get beat down and trampled for real. You can't do much, but what you can do is chill, cause the fam, we get ill in the land of the